well, how does the commission come about 1.8 billion euros? Like, we're talking quite a lot of money, in my opinion. Hi guys, hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Ohima and this is time on the Brussels. So, as usual, I give quick updates on what's been going on in Brussels and EU policies and what's happening. And yeah, thank you for tuning in and do me a little favor. Kindly click on the like button and of course at the end of the video, feel free to leave a comment or ask a question and of course share the video just so you can help this little channel grow. Okay, so in today's episode, the European Commission has just announced that it has fined the multinational corporation and technology company Apple over 1.8 billion euros for abusing its dominant position on the market. Now, I don't know if you already knew about this or if this is the first time you're hearing about this, but I really want to know what you think at the end of the day in the comment section. Now, apparently, Apple abused its position on the market for the distribution of music streaming apps to iPhone and iPad users, that's the iOS users, through its App Store. Now, according to the Commission, it's also saying that, in particular, the Commission found that Apple applied restrictions on app developers, preventing them from informing iOS users about alternative and cheaper music subscription services available outside of the app. So in this case, what Apple was doing was an anti-steering provision, and this is actually legal under the EU antitrust rules. So let's go on to the Commission platform and the press release by the Commission. Now, what does the Commission say here? Now, the Commission says that what's the infringement? According to the Commission, Apple is currently the sole provider of an app store where developers can distribute their apps to iOS users throughout the European Economic Area. Now, Apple controls every aspect of the iOS user experience and sets the terms and conditions that developers need to abide by to be present on the App Store and be able to reach iOS users in the EEA. Now, EEA only means the European Economic Area. Now, the Commission's investigation found that Apple bans music streaming app developers from fully informing iOS users about alternative and cheaper music subscription services available outside of the app and from providing any instructions about how to subscribe to such offers. Okay. Now, in particular, the anti-steering provisions ban app developers from informing the iOS users within their apps about the prices of subscription offers available on the internet outside of the app. It's also about informing iOS users within their apps about the price differences between in-app subscriptions sold through Apple's in-app purchase mechanism and those available elsewhere. Now, including links in their apps leading iOS users to the app developer's website on which alternative subscriptions can be bought. App developers were also prevented from contacting their own newly acquired users, for instance by email, to inform them about alternative pricing options after they set up an account. Okay, now if we have to go on, it only concludes that Apple's anti-steering provisions amount to an unfair trading conditions, and this is actually in breach of the Article 102A of the Treaty on the Function of the European Union. And then this is also an anti-steering provisions are neither necessary nor proportionate for the protection of Apple's commercial interest in relation to the App Store on Apple's smart mobile devices and negatively affect the interest of iOS users. Now, moving on, basically because I will read what the fine is and how they came about the fine, this more than 1.8 billion euro fine. Now, basically, the Commission is saying that Apple's conduct has lasted for about 10 years now, and many iOS users had to pay significantly higher prices for music streaming subscriptions because of the high commission fee imposed by Apple on developers and passed on to consumers in the form of higher subscription prices for the same service on the Apple App Store. Now, moving away from that, let's talk about the fine. Now, basically, you want to know how does the commission come about 1.8 billion euros? Like, we're talking quite a lot of money, in my opinion. Anyway, so according to the commission, the fine was set on the basis of the commission's 2006 guidelines on fines. Now, in setting the level of the fine, the Commission took into account the duration and the gravity of the infringement, as well as Apple's total turnover and market capitalization. Okay, Commission. Now, it also factored in that Apple submitted incorrect information in the framework of the administrative procedure. In addition, the Commission decided to add to the basic amount of the fine an additional lump sum of 1.8 billion euros to ensure that the overall fine imposed on Apple is sufficiently deterrent. We're talking something here. Now, such lump sum fine was necessary in this case because a significant part of the harm caused by the infringement consists of non-monetary harm, which cannot be properly accounted for under the revenue-based methodology as set out in the Commission's 2006 guidelines on fines. In addition, the fine must be sufficient to deter Apple from repeating the present or similar infringement and to deter other companies of a similar size and with similar resources from committing the same or a similar infringement. Now, it also says that the Commission has concluded that the total amount of the fine of over 1.8 billion euros is proportionate to Apple's global revenues and is necessary to achieve deterrence. Now, the Commission has also ordered Apple to remove the anti-steering provisions and to refrain from repeating the infringement or from adopting practices with an equivalent object or effect in the future. Now, Article 102 of the TFEU and Article 54 of the European Economic Area Agreement prohibit the abuse of a dominance position. Now, the market dominance is as such not illegal under EU antitrust rules. However, dominant companies have a special responsibility not to abuse their powerful market position by restricting competition either in the market where they are dominant or in a separate market. But anyways, did you hear about this? Because wow, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. I just checked on Twitter, on X or Twitter, and I saw some people were asking, okay, EU, thank you for the fine, but who gets the money? The EU or the consumers, the Apple consumers who have suffered this, in your opinion, all this while? So who gets the money? Is the money going to someone else who you say has suffered because of this, anti-steering position of Apple, or does the EU keep the money? So yeah, that was a very funny comment. I don't know how this works. I don't know where the money goes to. But let me know in the comment section what you think about this 1.8 billion euro fine for Apple. That's a big one. That's a very big one. But anyways, thank you for watching today's video. And of course, be sure to like, subscribe, and to share. See you in the next video.